Okay, everyone, we are on the fourth battle of combat mission Black Sea of the Russian push to something campaign, the 205th Motorized Rifle Division. We're doing a short terrain analysis here, and I just wanted to show how does one approach this kind of missions. So let's start with the briefing. Um, they say that there's after faster repeat and review. Yeah, we have some few battles before this, and you might see some of the issues that we'll be talking about. Um, there's enemy forces. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to what do you have. Go on the tactical map and check if there's places like river crossing that you might be useful to you. Okay, so this mission is special, and this is why the reason why I want to do terrain analysis is because usually in normal terrain analysis you don't worry because your units are able to deal with these kinds of weapons. It's not new, and you're not very surprised. So, but in this case, one of the problems is elite American paratroopers also defending with the Ukrainians. They have javelin. Well, as you know, javelin are able to destroy units as long as they have a sight on it, which is a problem. This is a big problem, and we need to plan our forces around how to deal with this specific threat, while also maximizing the ability to deal with other threats. Um, so we have, I think, plans and a few artillery. Now we start talking about how to start this. Looking at the map, we can see that we start from the right and going to on the left, trying to capture these three objectives: South, Checkpoint, and Mastukova. Um, Clearly, this place, and if you even just look from the spotting that they have, will be the main like concentration of enemy troops. It contains BM upload and other units that we might be worried about. And as such, this is the final thing we will be pushing in. We'll be taking parts out of any units that we can spot in this point. Um, Highway checkpoint, there's no spot. I assume there will be just some random infantry, two, three PMPs, but they're not a bigger threat to deal with. Your battalion are your brigades are capable of dealing with it. Objective South is where I think would be interesting to push first because it gives you the ability to attack sideways into this point. It's another view into this concentration, and that would be very well. You only see one spot of enemy ATGMs, which could be javelins, and as such, I would be focusing fire a lot here. Um, the way we'll be going at this is a prone maneuver. I want to have force go in here, force going in here, and force going around about here, hugging the trees you can see right here, into the objective south, and then push forward into this zone. The reason why we're doing this is because we wanted to have the shortest base, the shortest, um, even, sorry, the shortest distance to our target. Like in this examples, we were trying to hug the trees here so that we could have sidelines here, truck hug the trees right here. We could have the sidelines right here. We want to negate the advantages that the javelin system have without exposing ourselves too much. And because we have superior vehicles and tanks, we'll be trying to hug the trees and pop up and try and rely on the ability to detect faster at the cannons and neutralize them. We could pre-bombard this position like these pawns, but I want to keep this one for myself, so I'm not gonna bombard this. These ones I'm probably gonna bombard because they present a target that is difficult to capture. They are all open-ended. If they have javelins, they are very powerful because any units that are advancing towards them have to have like a considerable amount of distance. Like if you can see on the right side as well, even if we can capture around here, which we will have to run into some enemy resistance right here, we still have some kind of a distant covering, and that's like prime for like the javelins to be firing. and I'm not a big fan of that. So I'll be re-bombarding these artillery places. Probably not this. We can do this. And these three plays I will be bombarding because I want to capture objective south as soon as possible so that I can push uh, towards objective Malfa Sofikova easier. Um, the main point, if we look on the briefing map, and I'm trying to describe it, is to capture this section of the town. We will have the cover into the forest so that we could be firing towards here into the checkpoint. Well, we want to capture here, and here so that we can have objective south and firing towards the checkpoint. Firing towards this, we have two movement, a pincer movement into the checkpoint and this section in the road right here. We need to capture this side so that we can easily taking projects into objective of its cover. My worries, and the only worries right now, is that they might be able to push back because as you can see from the briefing, they have BTRs and upload. My plan to deal with it would be having a section of T90 here so that they are like mobile reserve force ready to exploit any kind of counterattack. And I also would probably send the PMPs on our left and this man's trust would just be I'm sorry, not the PMPs, TCB2 B3s into the objective south because we wanted to have long range fire onto the sides of their attack, if any that's possible. Mm. I will probably go ahead and have one T90 support this attack and two in reserve, but that's my plan for now. So as you can see, this is very broad terrain analysis, and there's some kind of plan embedded in there thanks to the terrain analysis and also enemy analysis at this point. But that's what you should think about when you start these missions. That's just said. So thank you for watching, and I'll probably see you guys later. Bye.